lakad matatag!
Normally. Yeah, out of. Okay, lifesteal for LBZS, which I think lifesteal, it really fits LBZS because they like early and mid game timings. Like I said, they like push and they heavily is kind of gonna fall behind, and Detachment able to get himself away from the Tiny. Narman! Uh-oh! Blessing is gonna kill him off though. Is going a bit slower throughout the early game. Although LBZS, they're really just waiting for their crucial momentum to turn around and be the aggressors again. Monkey King, he gets the Jingu Mastery, but he is up against 3 people without a bound strike to full lifesteal himself back. Impossible. And with that, I think I'm gonna switch over to the network before this Ember dies to Lishrak. Okay, he does not die to Lishrak. He instead jumps to the Remnant that Disruptor was camping as Disruptor steals the haze in front of his nose. But there is an anti-apparition, so instead Disruptor is still gonna die because you cannot destroy those projectiles just by running really fast. Lishrak getting ran at with the Monkey King. Blessing will be frozen, but guess what? His ultimate is gonna keep going. And that ultimate means In Your Dream is gonna die. Blessing will get ran down with a little bit of help from the Tiny. Ember Spirit comes through with a huge BKB, but it will be Narman getting the double kill for himself. Edge Apparition dies for that. 2 for 3 so far, and they're gonna make it to 2 for 4 with the Cold Feet also proccing on the Beastmaster. Saber disassemble Echo Saber into the BKB plus Orchid build. That's entirely fair. It's not a bad build in the slightest. You know what is bad though? Getting your lifesteal caught like this. And yeah, that's of course another reason why Lifestealer isn't that good of a hyper late game carry. He is super susceptible to healing reduction and to burn. Now over on the mid lane, Ember Spirit is gonna get dumped on with the Disruptor ultimate and everything committed, making way for a nice tower dive from the Lashrak. Lashrak did get creep blocked a little there, which means he is gonna freeze. The tower, however, does not have vision for the extra bit of harass, meaning Lashrak can come back into this fight if he wants to. Did Rubik's just steal Rolling Thunder? Nope. That's unfortunate, because that Rolling Thunder could have made all the difference. Pangolier just kind of slowing them down as best he can, but it's not even enough to save Narman's life. Monkey King, he gets caught with the Disruptor. Do they have the damage to kill him up though? Disruptor ultimate gets dropped, as will the Ancient Apparition ulti, and yeah. Between those two... Wait, that wasn't... Was that? Nah. What was that with that Rubik dumped on him then? And once again the chain stun is gonna come through on the Lifestealer, and he is gonna get Ancient Apparition ulted by the Ancient Apparition, of course. But with a Rubik, you never know. That's also the thing that makes these tournaments so incredibly fun. Anything can always happen, like this glimpse back on the Pangolier and Pangolier dying. Just as army geniuses are able to put themselves in the seat of the aggressor, finally be the one making plays here instead of, you know, just being on the read, even know of whose team it was. He didn't know either. That was the fun thing. Because, yeah, if you sow confusion, if you play the mind games, which Dockress loves to do, because he's a support anyhow, I get it. If you're a support, you may as well, you know, juke the enemy around the same corner 3 times just to mess with their head. And then when they finally try to catch you around that corner, suddenly there's a carry next to you, those kind of things. Dockress, as I finally, you know, give the guy some kudos, he's gonna get killed for that one. With the Wukongs, actually, people dropping left and right, but so far it's only 2 people dead for the side of LBZS. Okay, now 3, and things are looking from bad to worse. And Army Genius is backing themselves out. But in comes the counter smoke from the side of LBZS. And Apparition dead. Monkey King dead. Oof, and it looks like Docris's Rubik has also died, so for that Monkey King kill, they do be pretty much guaranteed up, and then trying to go for a pick-off. That's fair enough. At least if it works out for them, because Tiny comes on in with a two-man avalanche. However, there is a BKB and the rage coming out as instead Narman gets turned on, and with the Lashback ultimate, he is gonna fall first before Lashback gets killed on the Apparition at the cost of his own life by running into Wukongs. Ember Spirit, thanks to the lockdown from the Disruptor, is gonna fall as well. Edge Apparition now bought back as this team cannot fight without the supports. Or can they? Lifestealer, he is on top of his power curve, so he is looking for all of these kills, and he will find a bunch of them though. For another lane of Rex here, or alternatively push out the top lane. Lifestealer gonna run down the Tiny, and Tiny with his high health pool and not too high armor makes for an excellent target. In comes the Ancient Apparition ultimate. Ember Spirit is gonna die, and looks like he's not gonna be the only one as Disruptor. Dead as well. Rubik throws out a huge Wukongs, but just gets comboed down by the Tiny right after that one comes on out. I'm gonna switch on over to buybacks, as a lot of those are being and have been used. Kind of recovery mode, hoping to pick people up from the sides and be a nuisance by relying more on his toolkit, right? Pangolier, he got Blink Dagger plus Rave Pact. Gotta love the Pangolier build, and his rolls have been huge, however. Like, you do need to hit really good Rolling Thunders, but that is a good angle. Sinful Soul, he takes all of the damage of 4 people to the face at once, and he just melts. Sometimes Dota is like that, and that is gonna... And it looks like Molasses gets attempt to be gone on. However, that attempt is gonna get countered by a turnaround onto the Pangolier. Instead, Pangolier, he does press the BKB, gets that one out. Lifesteals off of the Dragon, but guess what? The Dragon and Lashback together just do too much damage. DB now died as well. Monkey King dead, Pangolier dead. Just 2 huge kills back to back. And with both of those cores to get much more damage reduction, right? It's just a slots issue. And yeah, if you don't have some kind of defense spell built in, then you will turn to kind of squishy carry. A squishy carry that heals very, very quickly though. So he's gonna try to prevent his Disruptor from dying. Disruptor did go down, however. Pangolier just rolling up. And yeah, Pango not gonna survive that. Tiny goes down as well. This is gonna be the last lane of Rex. About to go on down, however, Monkey King, the target before that one, but he jumps in with a BKB with the Wukong's command. This is gonna be enough for defense. We're gonna see as Rubik now procs his own Wukong's command. Lashback fighting Ember Spirit in front of the door of the Dire Fountain. And Monkey King is dead. GG gets called. LBZS, they do it. They pulled through in time. And it was kind of obvious from the laning stage, but there was 1 or 2 instant win probability swing arounds throughout the game. Synergize up with the Mars.
You may now select your heroes.
Man, staying safe with the Fairy Fire. Can he survive the Lich? Because Lich, he is such a powerful hero during the lane stage nowadays. No wonder everyone is picking him when this notoriously weak laner. I mean, don't get me, and there's more reasons to him being picked so often than just the ultimate. Molasses getting killed by the Morphling though, and that's something they're very, very happy with. I mean, they would be happier with the first blood, but Morphling, like I said, is one of those heroes. Either you shut him down or... Oh my god. That was not supposed to be happening. I mean, deadly. If they get a couple of kills, then suddenly Slark's lane is going to be lost as well. While Slark is a bit of a comeback hero, in that he's slightly behind the other carry more often than not, and then kind of only comes back by killing a few heroes, by getting a bit of permanent agility. Speaking of permanent agility, Slark gets his first point as they kill off the Mirana there. And yeah, it's gonna come in really handy later though. So Tiny isn't bad at all. You know, I'm not hating on the pick or anything. I just think that usually when Tusks play that really aggressive, in your face kind of Tusk, I think, why didn't you do the same thing with Tiny when the team needs push, right? But here, it's the other way around, because Tiny, he's going 0 and 2, and off going 0 and 2, he may go 0 and 3. I guess he won't, so no intelligence for the Silencer, which is something that support pick really loves. Those permanent agility stacks, those permanent intelligence stacks are really important. Sinful Soul goes on down over at the top lane, and finally they do get the Tusk through a very long and extended, like overestimated. I think early on the Dota AI is usually a couple % off. But I would agree that Army Geniuses are definitely favored of the start of this game. Had a really good laning stage, especially with this huge Silencer ultimate coming in to try and enable a fight on the middle lane. Nice chain frost. Oh my god, that RNG on the bounces. Silencer did get his +2. That's all that matters to him, really.
Regeneration. Ancestors of the afterlife.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Slark getting caught, gets the ultimate out. There is a Silence and a Morphling next to him, and the Mars Arena gets committed just to make absolutely sure he's dead. Varus takes another 2 points of intelligence, 8 a toad stolen. And this is starting to look kind of one-sided at this rate. In comes a snowball on Tiny as Yaoi faces the fact that he is just dead. Mirana leads up the high ground, Lich has no more catch available.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tusk walks straight to a Beastmaster Roar. Global Silence comes on out, which may give them a chance to focus down the Slark with the chains that he is just gonna die. Yeah, that hurts. That's way too valuable a kill. Silencer looking to run down some heroes with that curse, but it's hard without the high ground vision. Now in comes a courier to kind of help scout it out, but Mars gets tossed up the high ground, tries for a spear, misses the spear, however on the backlines. Blessing wanted a one-shot on somebody with the Avalanche Toss combo, and instead all he gets is damage to the face from Yaoi. And you know the worst? Heroes who came out of the lane stage with an advantage. Because now most of these are just too tanky for Slark. He can solo kill every one given hero in the world, however not with the global science available. On the contrary, he is gonna get locked down with the help of the Mars and just doesn't get to press any buttons. Push in order to try and slow down the gold growth, but just getting yourself back up the high ground doesn't mean anything if you don't find a good follow-up initiation. With the tiny nuke, they are going to kill off the Silence right off the bat. That means no global Silence. Silence does not have buyback. Slark, he can get himself point of agility from the Mars, but there comes the cavalry, or more precisely, there comes the Morphling. And this is a Morph who's morphing into the Slark and securing himself permanent agility. He is actually stealing agility from people like the Slark. Everything 100% into strength and you still have 2000, 100% into agility and you still have 2000 health and at least enough strength to be somewhat fine. Slark now finds a really good initiation onto the Tusk, and Mirana ultimate is kind of going to break them apart, and the global Silence will hold them back, but only momentarily, as now both of the supports killed off to start things up. Beastmaster will be the next, and look at this target, folks, from Army Geniuses. They just don't focus the Tiny, don't focus the Slark, knowing full well that's what LBZS wanted. And Slark backs himself back out, which isn't great. We would have really liked that high value kill. However, they set 2 tower from the Dire side of the map destroyed. Mars will find a nice arena on the Hoodwink. That was a bit of an overkill, Yaoi. He just wanted to secure the kill for himself. I guess that's fair. But I think she was just dead of the arena there. Blessing now getting ran down with the Morphling slow. They do put the Tiny in a bit of an awkward spot. However, Tiny has so much damage that he can just hit Detachment in the face. Detachment buying back immediately. And double kill for the Morphling. It looks like this just gotta be the GG as Beastmaster goes on down, and 2 buybacks. One of which on the Tiny, the other one on this Hoodwink. Hoodwink, one more hit's gonna do it. Ultra kill for the Morphling. Is he gonna be able to find the Rampage? Not quite likely, as there is a Tiny standing around. Morphling has 6 permanent points of agility stolen though. And with that, GG gets called. Yeah, this is the army geniuses I know. When they aren't getting out momentum.
Right.